Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Halo Reach Emile action figure set by McFarlane Toys. This set is part of Series 1 of the Halo Reach line of action figures, and it was first released towards the end of 2010. I found this set at a Target. It was selling for $10.99. Taking a look at Emile here in the package, he's certainly unique compared to the other figures from Series 1. He has this skull-like pattern carved into his EVA helmet, and it certainly makes him unique. And he looks loaded to bear. Looks like his arm is hopefully just turned around and not bent backwards there. And it looks like Emile here is a shotgun specialist. He's got these shells here, a shotgun accessory here. Also comes with a kukri knife there, a grenade, and a couple more canisters there. It's pretty interesting. And this figure has 26 moving parts. I do have a comment about this particular figure, especially when it comes to the helmet, and we'll get into it after we get this guy out of the package. But taking a look here at the back of the package here, you can see the figures from Series 1. We have a Spartan Hazop here in, looks like a steel gray, a Spartan Mark V in red, Emile, another Spartan Hazop, looks like in some sort of greenish color, Jorge on there, Spartan Hazop in yellow, a Noble 6, a Grunt Ultra, and an Elite Miner. And some of these figures are exclusives. It doesn't say which store they're exclusive to, but the Spartan Hazop here in steelish grayish colors is an exclusive. Spartan Mark V is an exclusive. Probably Target, I'm just guessing because of the red color. And Spartan Hazop in yellow. There. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of the package, and we'll be right back. Okay, we have the Emile figure out of the package, and I really like this figure. There are quite a few issues with this figure though, and we'll get into that in a second. But first up, I want to do a size comparison because this is my first Halo Reach figure, and I had heard that the Halo Reach figures were a bit bigger than the previous Halo line, and I didn't know how much bigger. And fellow YouTuber and friend Nine Fires, hang loose there, he was wondering about the scale of these Halo figures as well. And specifically, he was asking about a comparison with the Movie Masters, the Dark Knight Movie Masters line. And I have this Thug here, and we'll just do a quick size comparison here. And as you can see, oh, excuse me there. As you can see, the Movie Masters figure is still quite a bit taller, even though I have Emile here with his legs spread out and bent a little bit. If I had straightened out the figure and had him just standing straight up and down, much like the Thug here, he would still be quite a bit shorter. I think he would come up to about the bottom of the Thug's ear, so not really quite in scale with 6-inch figures. And I don't know, I think it's just McFarlane Toys. They really don't want to create an identity, so they created their own scale. It's kind of unfortunate. I wish they would stick to, I wish a lot of the companies would stick to a single scale to make things compatible. It's just not, it's not just McFarlane Toys, NECA. They go over the 6-inch scale. They go into 7, almost 8-inch scale. But anyways, that's a topic for another day. We're looking at Emile here, and I said in my previous segment that I wanted to talk about the Emile figure, and specifically the helmet here. And before getting the Halo Reach line, I did see them when they first came out, and I was really kind of disappointed because from what I saw in Series 1, it was really I don't know. The paint looked badly applied to me, and misalignments in the paint, and it looked kind of chalky on some of the figures, and it kind of turned me off on the Halo Reach line, and I really didn't bother looking at them any further. I had pretty much stopped my Halo collection at that point. But after looking at a few of them from Series 2, I decided to go back into the Halo Reach figure line. And I don't know if it was a bad batch that I saw when they first came out, but a lot of the Series 1 figures look a little bit better, except for Emile here. And there were a lot of Emile figures on the pegs. And I think the reason why was because of the misapplied paint on the helmet. There are just a lot of Emile figures where the white on this helmet is just off shifted from the rest of the helmet, and I don't know if you could pick it up on this video here, but the white skull pattern here is actually sculpted into the head there, head sculpt. And like I said, a lot of the white paint, it was actually shifted off to the left, off to the top, off to the right, down to the towards the bottom. I just really couldn't find a decently painted figure of Emile, and I think that's the reason why there's so many Emile figures out on the pegs, because you see a lot of them are just badly painted on there. And it took me quite a while to get one that I liked. I did get one just previously to this one, which I thought was pretty good. But the white paint around the eyes were still kind of offset there. But then I found another one at Target, this one here, and I really like this one here, because it just seems to be practically perfectly applied there. So, but there's not very many that have good paint apps, and a lot of them are still sitting on pegs with badly painted helmets. That's my really big issue with this particular figure. It's just badly applied paint. Now the detail on this guy is outstanding. It's just really well done. You can see the sculpted detail on this figure. Just really cool, and just lots and lots of detail. You can see the shoulder guard here, which is a different color on there. You can see, let me just get this on there. You can see the chest area, very nice. You got these canisters. It looks like some shells here. You got the green. Oh, these are loose accessories that are pegged in, but we'll get into that in a little bit. You got some more shells there, shotgun shells on his forearm there. Really cool. And like I said, a lot of them had what looked like chalky paint. I don't know if it was the first batch that I saw several months ago, but this one is alright. It's not too bad on there. And this is just really cool figure. Just also decently articulated, a lot more articulated than from what I remember of the previous Halo line figures. But first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that come with Emile here. And one of the accessories, let me just stand them up there, is his shotgun. And it's actually nicely sculpted. It's got nice detail to it on there. Pretty neat. If I can get into focus there. There we go. And it's got some weathering detail. You can see it on some tiny little scratches on there to indicate some wear on there. I don't know if these are 3 separate barrels. I'm not familiar with the game. I just really like the figures on there. It's got a stock on there. It's very cool on there. Next accessory here is the kukri knife, which is nicely sculpted, and you can see the edge to the blade on there. It's very cool, and a nice decent handle there. The issue I have with this is that you cannot use the sheath that's on the shoulder guard here. There's just no opening for you to place the knife in the sheath, and the knife is bigger than the sheath itself, so you really can't use it. So I don't know what's up with that. No place to put the knife other than his hands, though. So, but that's the knife. On the figure here is looks like a couple of grenades or canisters on here. It's kind of neat, and it has a peg hole on the back that you can place on either this peg here or this one here. Let me just go ahead and remove the grenade there. So there's two pegs on the back of the figure there, and there's some detail on the grenade. It's actually pretty neat. I forgot to mention that out of the package on the shotgun there was a peg inserted into there, and there was a peg hole in the back of the figure, and you can actually place it like that, or if you want to put the handle there for him to reach for the shotgun. And when I pulled out the shotgun, this time it looks like the peg stays with the shotgun now, but previously the peg got stuck in the back in there. So you take a look at more detail in this figure. It's really nice. I really like the details on this figure. On there you can see more detail on the chest on there. You got some design work on the arm there. Very cool. You got this sculpted pack on his leg. It's very nice. And you got some pieces of armor that have this weathered detail, and you can see some paint pattern there, triangle pattern there. Very cool. On there. Now, going over the articulation with this figure, kind of surprising with some of the articulation joints, and starting with the head here, it's on a ball jointed head, so it can look down, straight out, and upwards a little bit. It can go all the way around, and can tilt side to side quite a ways on there. Pretty neat. The arms are go all the way around on a ball hinge joint. They go out about that far and in. No bicep swivel. And interesting joints on the elbows, the wrists, and the ankles here, in that the actual joint is a separate piece from the forearm and the bicep. So you can actually rotate that joint independently of the forearm or the bicep there. Very cool on there. And part of that joint has some grooves in it, so it acts as a sort of a ratcheted joint for this forearm, so you can actually bend it in and out on there, and of course rotate it on there. It's very cool. And same type of joint on the wrist. That's a separate piece. It's not part of the hand, it's not part of the forearm, so it's kind of cool. You can rotate the hand all the way around, and depending on the position of the hinge joint, you can actually have the hand up and down, or if you position the the hand itself on the joint, you can have the hand go in and out. So that's really cool on there. The torso does bend down, up, and just back a little bit, and does go all the way around. There is no separate waist joint. The leg at the hip is interesting as well. The leg can go up that far, down, and that far back, and does go out about that far and in. And this hip joint is a separate piece as well. It's not part of the crotch, and it's not part of the leg, so it's pegged in both positions, so you can actually have some decent poses on the hip joints. Now, the weakest joint out of this figure is the knees. It just doesn't have the range of motion, and it looks like it's just a separate it's just a joint piece at the lower leg that's pegged into the thigh, and it bends in and out on a single joint, and that's about as far back as it goes. So that's really the weakest joint out of this entire figure. you really can't get this figure in any kneeling positions because the limit on how far back the leg will go on there. And but it does go all the way around, and the ankle is on a separate it's a separate piece altogether, and you can bend the foot way up here, down that far, and I guess if you want to move the foot to the side, you can twist it, have a broken ankle there. So it's still, I really like this joint there as a separate joint. And instead of ankle pivot, it has a toe pivot on here, so the front half of the foot can bend side to side, much like the Soda Street Fighter figures on there. So overall, like I said, I really like this figure. Loads of detail, really nice articulation, especially at the ankles and the wrists and elbows. It's just very neat to have that kind of articulation on there. Just this right here, the sheath, and well, this figure is okay with the helmet, but other figures I've seen, Emile figures, it's just really unfortunate where the paint is just misapplied on those figures. But this is my casual peek into the Halo Reach Emile action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.